We have always known that Real Madrid with Florentino Perez has always been a reality show. It has always been a reality show of bringing the Avengers together. It has always been an MCU collection of superstars, whether young or old. It has always been that. And this season, they are not disappointing. It is almost the same thing. In fact, they have taken it a step forward or a step further in what they are doing right now. This is the transfer window that is absolutely nobody is talking about, but we are going to shine a light on it. What Florentino Perez with Jose Mourinho has done so far is truly insane. It will change the course of everything that we are seeing in this transfer window, cause of football in general. It is truly remarkable to see. Jose Mourinho goes in July, I believe, or is it July or June? In June, after the whole election with Florentino Perez as president of Real Madrid, and they start making moves like insanity. They start making moves without any cause of caution. They get Bernardo Silva from Manchester City after his contract runs out. They go in and get Marc Cucurella, who is currently arguably the best left back in the world. They get Ibrahima Konaté. We know Ibrahima Konaté did not put himself in the greatest of lights, but we know his talent and we know he would get back to form. They go and get Denzel Dumfries. What they did in that situation is absolutely solve every problem that they had in the last season, apart from one. That defensive midfielder, that deep line playmaker that they needed, that Toni Kroos left. They needed that. And they are literally have given a green light to go get the best one in the world right now. We are hearing that Rodri is looking. We have always listened to Rodri saying he loves Real Madrid and would love to play for Real Madrid. And we also heard that Florentino Perez is not green lighting the situation. However, we just heard that the green light has come down. And now Real Madrid is coming for Rodri. Real Madrid is compensating with Manchester City for Rodri. Let's not get it twisted. Rodri was the best player in the World Cup, leading Spain to another World Cup, putting a second star on Spain's badge. And we know he's a Ballon d'Or winner. We know what Real Madrid did, the whole situation when they went to face, Manchester City. We know that in the Champions League. We know the background. We know that he won it when Real Madrid thought that they were meant to win it, or Vini was meant to win it. We know that they, boycotted the celebrations or the ceremony because they realized that Vini was not going to win it. We know the backstory. But with that backstory, Rodri has always wanted to still play for Real Madrid. And what we are hearing right now is that they are in conversations to get that done. But that is not the only thing. That is not the only thing. Vinícius Jr., who is represented by Rock Nation Sports, Jay-Z's Rock Nation, if you did not know, also represents Yan Diomandé. And the funny thing about this is that people are not talking about the deal that Vinícius Jr. had. It was a progressive deal. It was a progressive deal that will see Vini making about £18 million this season. That is allegedly. That is what we have heard in reports. But what he's asking for now is for him to get 20 million, and they're probably going to be a progressive deal also. And that is what the standoff is between Vinícius Jr. and Real Madrid. But the beautiful part about Rock Nation is that they signed Yan Diomandé this summer. Is it this summer or last summer? He's with Rock Nation anyway. In fact, he's so much with Rock Nation that when Ivory Coast was playing in the World Cup, we saw Jay-Z present in the World Cup watching Yan Diomandé. That's to tell you how present they are in making this move for the 19-year-old. But the truth about this situation is that he is so much wanted right now. PSG is still trying to get his services. And Yan Diomandé has already given preference to PSG rather than Liverpool because Liverpool are still in the race. They still like the player. They are still trying to convince the player to go to Liverpool. And now Real Madrid has come into the race for Yan Diomandé. And one of the positions that Yan Diomandé plays best is the left-hand side. That's the Vini position. I was thinking bringing him into the fold he would play on the right-hand side, especially because Rodrigo has a nasty injury that I don't know how he's going to come back, and Vini plays the left. But what we are hearing are the things that is moving. It feels like Vinícius Jr is going to be going out of Real Madrid. That would lead us to a different topic later on in this video. Is going out of Real Madrid and Yan Diomande is coming in because Real Madrid just bid £100 million plus package for Yan Diomande to RB Leipzig, and they have swiftly rejected that deal. They have rejected it because they believe that Yan Diomande is worth more than £100 million. Especially because of what is going on in this day and time with the transfer market. It is so crazy that Paris Saint-Germain has also then put a valuation on Bradley Barcola for £170 million because of the deal of Elliot Anderson and Morgan Rogers now. That is what they have put. And the funny thing is, because they understand that the Premier League teams have the money to spend, that is the reason why this amount is that high. Don't get it twisted. Bradley Barcola is one of the best wingers in the world right now. And so, him leaving PSG to go to wherever team he's going to go to, which we're going to talk about in the other team, would then mean that Yan Diomande's price would absolutely be in the same ballpark. Because Bradley Barcola is 23, Yan Diomande is 19. Now, I've always made it clear that I believe Ahmad is a better player than Yan Diomande. However, to which his own. Real Madrid see him as a really good player, as a talented player, but also working with the likes of Rock Nation makes it a lot smoother to either negotiate with them for Vini and negotiate with them for Yan Diomande. But this is a monopoly that they are trying to play in this situation. And that is where the things are getting a little bit murky. But Real Madrid is making moves that should make every single club be scared for how they come out in the next season. This will be a team full of pace, full of trickery, full of goals. It would be. It truly would be. Because you have Bernardo Silva that will bring quality and experience. You have Marc Cucurella that will bring quality, experience, and also grit, hard work on that left-hand side. Ibrahima Konaté that will just give them an option to be a centre-back and a solid centre-back at that. Denzel Dumfries, the same thing as Marc Cucurella. Now you want to add Yan Diomande to the mix. You want to add Rodri to the mix. Now, the key part about this situation is that Rodri coming into this team, I can only hope and even just imagine what he would do to this Real Madrid team. His ability to understand what it means to play football, understand what it means to be progressive when a number 6 gets the ball. It is truly going to be remarkable. Now, the sad thing about Rodri is that we are hearing that he's going to be getting a back surgery. That is scary. That is honestly disappointing to hear. But it also tells me how much influence this guy has. Because with a back injury, he was able to be the best player in the World Cup in 2026. With a back surgery, with a back injury that demands surgery. It's absolutely insane. It is insane to me. So Real Madrid getting that player, it means more than every single person that they are going to get this season, because he is the coordinator. He is the choir master that literally allows everybody to shine. That is what Rodri is, and that is what they are going to be replacing in Toni Kroos if he comes in. Absolutely experienced player. But then now let's move into another situation, which has to be with Vini and leaving Real Madrid. I've already spoken to you guys about the contract and how Vini wants around £20 million per year. in a progressive style of contract. However, Arsenal have started exploring this because Real Madrid, or the clients of Vinícius Jr., went to Liverpool and went to Arsenal and pitched them on coming for Liverpool, reportedly. And what we heard was Liverpool saying nothing. And that was shocking to me because Liverpool needs to replace Mohamed Salah. Liverpool needs to understand that Cody Gakpo cannot lift them into winning a trophy by himself. They need somebody like him. They need somebody like Vinícius Jr. that has done it in the biggest stages, winning 2 Champions League, 3 La Ligas. You need someone like that in your team, experienced, able to carry the club by himself. That would be a more suitable replacement to Mohamed Salah than Bradley Barcola, in my mind. However, Liverpool have kept quiet about that situation. And now what we are hearing is that Arsenal are exploring the deal. Now, in my mind, I do not believe that Real Madrid are going to let Vinícius Jr. go. I think he's a talented player and they are a team full of superstars. And they understand that. They understand what it means. However, I think this is a negotiation tactic. The same way Tchouameni did with Manchester United. Understanding that Manchester United looked at him as the best possible number 6 to get in this Premier League season, in this transfer window. However, in the back end, it was a means to get a contract worth 400 million or 400,000 pounds per year, per week. It is truly amazing. That is the way they go. That is the way it works, especially with this agents and whatever they do. It's part of the game. So I believe that Vinícius Jr. and their agents might just be doing the same thing for Arsenal. But then let's look at it in the back end. Let's look at it. Let's play advocate of, let's see if it actually works. If Arsenal actually get Vinícius Jr., that is going to be insanity. It is going to be insanity, especially because a lot of teams this season played Arsenal in a back four. They played Arsenal in a low block situation. And in that situation, the only people that could absolutely break down a back four was the likes of Bukayo Saka. Take a man on, take a 2 placing on, go to the back line, check it back to the likes of Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, or whoever is in the 18-yard box. Bring in Vinícius Jr., you then have a second person that can do the same thing. That absolutely opens the door. It opens the goddamn house up for absolutely attacking the defense. Because when you go in a low block, the question is, if the ball swings to Bukayo Saka, you have to be on your toes. If it swings to the left-hand side to Vinícius Jr., you have to be on your toes. And that is the crazy thing that this man is about to build. He has already gotten Christopher Solis from Club Brugge, the former Norwich winger, that has the ability to take 1v1 also. And that's the crazy thing about this situation. These people are building a team. And you know, Sir Alex always used to say this. Do not be scared to stop being stagnant. Do not be stagnant, especially when you're in a point of power. He won the league last season. Now is the time for you to improve, and improve in every single way possible. Now is the time. And bear in mind, they are also going for Bruno Guimaraes. And it makes total sense on why they are absolutely making these moves. Because if Real Madrid decides that they are going to let Vinícius Jr. go, Arsenal need to do everything in their power to get Vini. He cannot go anywhere else but Arsenal. I would love my team to go and get Vini. And everybody thinking that Vini is a cancer in the dressing room, you are absolutely wrong. You are absolutely wrong. Vinícius Jr. is loved by almost every single person in that Real Madrid dressing room based on the way they move. He's always been defended, even though he gets a lot of stick on social media. So do not be worried about how Vinícius Jr. would be in the situation. And even if he might be a, what they call it, a big personality, that is why you have what's his name? You have Arteta in the face as the club, as the manager. That's the reason why you have Mikel Arteta. Because Mikel Arteta is a strong enough manager, has the cachet, now has the power to absolutely run that dressing room the way he wants. Giving Arsenal the championship, giving Arsenal the Premier League, the first time in 20 years, gives him the power to do whatever he wants to do in that football club. And so, it has to be clear, absolutely clear in my mind. If Vinícius Jr. is going to be leaving Real Madrid, he has to go to Arsenal. Now, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button, because we have spoken about Yan Diomandé, we have spoken about Rodri, Bernardo Silva, Marc Cucurella, Ibrahima Konaté, Denzel Dumfries, and now we have also spoken about Vinícius Jr.'s contract, the wage gap, and also Arsenal links. Let me know what you think Real Madrid is going to do and how they are going to do this season. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit the follow button, and do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, because it does help out in a big way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.